It is the 7th of December, Rabbi Levitt. This is Pele Yoetz.
Okay, so we're continuing with the with learning about all sorts of things about cutting nails. I'm just looking over here in the Mishnah Brura in Reis Samech. Pele Yoetz has told us that the person shouldn't cut his nails over the clothing that he's wearing, nor over any other clothing. Just wanted to know if the Mishnah Brura mentions this.
I thought we learned yesterday that it's not in the original place that it doesn't cause any trouble.
Yeah, I don't think that in any case that this is it doesn't seem to me that this is related to that. I don't know what's the idea over here. I think that to do with clothing. Okay. Mishnah Brura doesn't mention anything about this. Okay. Oh, actually, I did a bit of research yesterday on this matter of with this going back to Adam Arishon, and it's sourced. It seems that the source is in the Medrash Pirkei de Rebbe Eliezer, Perek Yud Daled. Anybody wants to look it up? I don't know if I don't think there's an art scroll on Pirkei de Rebbe Eliezer, but you never know.
Not yet. Not yet.
With new things to elucidate. But
it was Daf Daled.
It's Perek Yud Daled, chapter 14. Now I'm just thinking to myself. One second, I think it's actually chapter 24. One second. Okay. And okay, I'll check that citation and get back to you on that. Either it's chapter 14 or chapter 24. I don't see it right now. Okay. Okay, and then the next thing over here he says is that he mentioned this before, and now he's mentioning it again, that a person, sometimes a person has a need to have his nails grow a little longer, and generally he should have them. He said before he should generally have them cut. He should have them cut. They should be cut every Erev Shabbos. But an Avil, Lo Aleinu, would not be able to do that. But in any case,
What's an Agun?
mourner, an Avel.
Yes.
And he says over here, a shochet. A shochet also, he says, needs to grow the nails.
So you can check the knife?
Yep.
So that's how we. So in any case, in other words, the general rule is to cut them Erev Shabbos so that they won't be too long. And he mentions over here, explains the reason why we don't want it to be too long is because there's dirt and stuff that gets underneath the cuticles over there, and that will be a chatzitza. That'll be an obstruction when washing the hands for bread. I believe the Mishnah Berurah brings this as well. And in addition, he says that it's what gets lodged underneath there is a bit repulsive to anybody who sees it. And okay, so that's the story. That's the story. So therefore, we want to be clean, and that's what he says. And with that, we have finished. Ilua, a round of applause for Ilua. Wow. Okay. Now we go to Girsa. Rote learning. We'll see what this is all about. Okay, we go to Eliezer.
Amru Rosen Zikron Livracha, our Chachamim Zikron Livracha have said, Ligros Enish Lahader Lisbar. A person should review his learning to understand it. Of Isa B'Shas, it says in Erevin Mem Chesam Aleph, Amar Rav Papa, Dayekna Lo Garisna. If you go into it deeply, I'm not quite sure how if you go into it deeply, what is lo garisna? You're not going to forget it?
Oh, Dayakna lo girasna. What does this mean? Let's take a look at what this means over here. It's a Gemara in Erevin. We actually should look up the Gemara in Shabbos too before we do that. This is very interesting over here. They're telling us how to learn. Shabbos Samech Gimel.
Amud Aleph, yeah.
Okay, we'll start with this one. What was the other one?
Erevin Mem Chesam Aleph.
Oh, Erevin Mem Ches. Okay, let's see here. Shabbos Samech Gimel. Amud Aleph. What do we have here? Who says this?
Roseanne is Zikor Livracha. Doesn't, no, nobody specific.
Okay. And let's see what wait. What do we have here? Oh. Ligros Enosh Bahadar Lizbar. Anybody see spot where it is on the Yamud?
I have it in front of me.
In Yoetz de Pshuto. Oh, okay. That's where it is actually. Oh, this seems to be a little exchange over here. The end of the subject is Maikamash Malan, the Ligmar Inish Vahadar Lizbar. So there's a little bit of background over here to this statement that the Pele Yoetz is bringing over here. Let's see the background over here. Amar of Kahana. This is also
Where are you?
in the middle. Yeah, the actual words that the Pele Yoetz is quoting are about pretty much halfway down the Amud, and they're thankfully the first words on the line. The Ligmar Inish Bahadar Lizbar, and then there's 2 dots.
You're on Lamed Gimel Lamed Aleph?
No,
Samach.
63. 63A
In Shabbos?
in Shabbos.
63A. Okay, I'm in the wrong book.
Oh, back to the bookcase. Or the shank, as you wish. The Sforim shank. Like shankies.
Ah,
You know why they call it shankies?
no, I don't.
You know, you go there and you buy a sefer and they have these cute bags and it has like a picture of a dancing bookcase
Ah.
with tzitzis. So
uh-huh.
that's the Sforim shank. That's the bookcase.
So it's Samach Gimel Lamed Aleph?
Yeah. It's about halfway down the page. And I'm going to start a little bit before the words that the Pele Yoetz quotes, the statements that the Pele Yoetz quotes is the Ligmar Inish Vahadar Lizbar. Those are the first words on the line. It's practically right in the middle of the page. And there's 2 dots. So so let's see over here. Let's see, how far do we got to go back over here? Oh. Okay, we could just maybe, well, what should we do? We're not going to make a big, we're not going to go into an arichas. As Rabbi Yisrael Simcha Shur always says, Shlita, live and be well. Okay, so let's just take it from Amar of Kahan. Amar of Kahan is a couple lines up from there.
Got it.
Amar of Kahana, Kad Havina Bar Tane Sreshnin. When I was 12 years old, Vahava Gimirna Le Lekule Hashas. And I had already successfully completed my study of the entire Shas.
Was he 12 or 18?
Oh, you're right. 18, you're right. Tamani Srei. Tamane is 8, and Srei is 10. Tamani Srei. 18. So he was 18. Okay, fine. Wonder why it took him so long. How did he must have okay. So fine. V'lo haba yadana. The ein mikra yotzi midei pshuta. And I did not know that when it comes to mikra, when it comes to psukim, verses in the Torah, verses in Tanakh, ein mikra yotzi midei pshuto. Literally what that means, the words mean that a mikra, a pasuk, does not depart from its pshat. It has a pshat. It has a simple, so to speak, simple, straightforward meaning. Ad hashta. I didn't know that. Ad hashta until now. Okay, whatever. We're sort of like jumping in the middle over here because we don't want to get into an arichas. So in any case, the Gemara asks, "My kamash malon, what exactly is Rev Kahana coming to tell us? We don't know what he's telling us." Says the Gemara, "I'll tell you what he's telling you. My kamash malon, the ligmar inish, the hadar lizbar." That's what he meant to tell us. And literally, what that means is that before a person ligmar, first he should do girsa, I guess, the hadar lizbar, and only afterward girsa means he should know what it says, and then hadar lizbar. First, he's got to know what it is that it says, and then after that, he goes back and lizbar. He makes sense out of it. Svara. He attempts to understand it. What does it mean? What's the reason for that? Etc. etc. Rashi. Is there any Rashi over here? Oh, yes, there is. There's plenty of Rashi. Oh boy, looks like we hit the jackpot over here. What's Rashi going to tell us? Rashi is going to teach us something very important over here. So, Mike Kamash Malan, what is it that we are learning from what Rev Kahana is saying? He said, I went through all of Shas when I was 18. But I did not know that ein mikra yotzi b'dei pshuto ad hashta until now. Now we're missing the whole Gemara over here because we jumped in the middle and we don't know why it is that Rav Kahana is saying this. And in order to understand why he's saying this, we'd have to learn the whole Gemara over here. So we're not. I keep saying we're not going to get into an arichas on this matter. So let's not do that, and we're just going to read over here. Try to understand what Rashi's telling us. Ligmar inish. It's about a third of the way down in the Rashi. Maybe maybe like a quarter, maybe almost a quarter of the way down in Rashi. Ligmar inish. It's you go over to where the lines of the Gemara are. It says Lo Yisa Goy El Goy, famous pasuk in Yeshaya. So it says over here, Ligmar inish. He should. That's the first thing he should do. Ligmar inish. What does that mean? Ligmar inish, from the word Gemara. Inish. Says Rashi, ligros shmaisa mirabe. To learn the text, to learn what the words are from his teacher. And even though he does not know all the reasons for why it says what it says, first he's got to do what they call the girsa. That's girsa, and that's our subject matter in the Pele Yoetz this morning. So that's the first step, the hadar, and then subsequently lizbar. Then he develops the svora for what it is that he learned. Taime, its reasons. What are its reasons? The hokashale. Oh, now Rashi's gonna try to explain us why it is that Rav Kahana said what he said now. Okay, so let's see if we could figure this one out. The hakashale Rav Kahana. Rav Kahana, he learned something, and he didn't know what was the pshat in what he was learning. He knew what it said, but he didn't know the taima. He didn't know the reasoning behind what it was that he learned. The Talmude have kayim le b'dahave bar temanit srei. Oh, Talmude have kimle b'dahave bar temanit srei. You know what I think he's saying here? He's saying, I mean, this is not really this is for Rav Kahana and people like Rav Kahana, that from the time that they're 5 years old, they're learning Torah, and the way to do this, the way that Rav Kahana did, is that he first wanted to learn everything that there is to learn. And even if he didn't know all the reasons why it said what it said, but he wanted to know what is it that it said. So that's what he's saying here. I learned through all of the Shas by the time I was 18. And I did not know that there was such a thing as a verse that didn't depart from its simple understanding. That's what I knew. That's all I knew. I didn't know any more than that. And Rashi says it was a good thing that he did that. Hamuda have kimle. Mida have bartamanisre. I think what Rashi is saying here is that because of that, he had all of his what they call girsa diankusa. He had all of his learning that it went into him at a young age, and it stayed by him all the way from the time that he was 18 years old. It was all there, and it was intact, and it was like a textbook. And now Alhamdulillah, it was like not a textbook. It was like It was like it was like a whole Sefer Torah, a whole Talmud, and having that all intact. Now, after having done that, now he can go. He has it in his head, and it's clear to him. He just needs to now investigate and understand it more deeply, how it is that everything works together, and what's the reason for everything, and now go into it in depth. That's the idea over here. Okay, without understanding exactly what the background of the Gemara is. That's what we can take out over here. Okay, so that's one Gemara. That's the Gemara in Shabbos. Okay, so now, then we go to this Gemara in Eruvin. Eruvin is 48a. Okay, that's very nice. The 48 ways the Torah is acquired. That makes sense that it's on Daf Memches. Memches Kinyone HaTorah. 48 drachim, that through those 48 drachim, the Torah is acquired. Amar of Papa, Idayakna Loi Gerasna. Oh, I think he's saying a similar idea that Rav Kahana said, that the Gemara said. Let's take a look over here. It seems like what he's saying is, if I would have been so meticulous in trying to be medayek and infer everything, this from that and that from that, initially, lo gerasna, I would not have end up knowing everything and being able to have it in my hand. Let's see what the Gemara says over here. Looking for it on the page. Rav Papa, towards the end of the last quarter of the page, about 18 lines from the bottom of the page. Yesha Amru Hakol Lefi Mashahu Adam. He also lakameh Rav Papa. When he came before Rav Papa, Amar Le, Rav Papa said to him, Idaikinan Hula Hai Lo Have Taninan. Actually, a bit different girsa than we have that the Pele Yoetz brings. Speaking of girsa. Okay, so let's to make a long story short, they came before Rav Papa. He also lakameh Rav Papa. Amalei, he said, Rav Papa said to him, I daikinan kulehai if I would be so medactic and with a examine with a fine-tooth comb every single word in the Shas, in the whole Talmud. So lo havi taninan. What would happen with me? I wouldn't lo havi taninan. Let's see if Rashi says something about this. What does this mean, lo havi taninan? No help from Rashi? No, Rashi says something. Ihave daikinin kule hai, but kule talmude. Lo have matsinu, the terutse kol diyuke, but lo have taninan. I think he means to say is that they're discussing a certain subject over here about what's the measurements, what's the proper measurement of an amma, and Rav Papa is saying that if I would have gone through the whole Shas and looked through on this subject with a fine-tooth comb, lo havi taninan, I would not been able to finish the my analysis, and then I would have not I wouldn't have had I would not know.
Is you saying you wouldn't know the plain shot, or you don't know certain pieces of it, not understand the
Yeah.
whole topic?
Yeah, let me see the rest of the Gemara over here. Olam, ba'amadi day, yahavinenle. But in any case, what is the way to do is to measure the amma by amadi day, by the person's own amma, his whatever the method to whatever the distance of an amma is. Every person has their own size of an amma, and that's what it is. That's what we should do. With the kokashalach and this that you have a question, my time alokatani. My time alokatani gabe yesha omru. Oh, this is getting complicated over here. Psikale mishum de ika nanas be'evorov. Why was it that it was not learned in the Mishnayos and Kalim, Yesha Amru? Because it's not a fixed halacha. Lo psikale, it varies. The halacha is not fixed. Mishum de'ika nanas be'evorov. Because we have such a thing as a nanas be'evorov, a person who has very short arms. Okay, so.
But it sounds like what he's saying is that before you delve deeply into any of the topics, it sounds like both of the quotes to the Gemara are saying that before you delve deeply into a topic, you need to at least have a general, I want to say superficial, but like, a general knowledge before you
Right,
go into the details.
Right. In other words, I think what happened over here was that just knowing the general din that comes out from a cursory inspection of all of Shas, one would come out with what Rav Papa said, that what the measure of the Amma is Amadi Day, is the person's own Amma. That's what he's saying. But if I would have gone too deeply and tried to investigate all the reasons why that is so, and the questions that there are on it, and the explanations of the questions and the answers and everything like that, he said I wouldn't perhaps I wouldn't have gotten to conclude what the basic conclusion that comes out from the Talmud is, that the measurement is in fact this measurement of Amadi Day. So I wouldn't know what to answer you when you ask me what's the din.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be consistent. That makes sense. That's consistent with what Rav Kahana said.
Okay.
That's the first thing that a person has to do, is he has to clarify exactly what is being said, what's the din, what's the halacha, and then after that to search for the reasons and the background and the explanation of the and the resolution of any contradictions that there may be. That's all afterwards. Okay.
Okay. So back in the Pele Yoetz.
Back in the Pele Yoetz. Okay.
Okay. Hine ki kain ein roy letalmud chacham sheyotze kol yomov be'ian upilpul v'chidud. Therefore, it's not feasible for a person to spend all his days going into depth and analysis and learning. Eliyikba itim b'chol yom. He should establish a time each day, lilmod be'in, to learn deeply, kifi kocho, according to his strengths. Shas or poskim, either Shas or the poskim. Ushar yom yafana atzmo lilmod bekian Shas or poskin, and he should spend the rest of the day teaching him, learning on his own to Shas and poskin. I guess be going into the Shas and poskin. Ukmo shenichtav l'kman berach limud, as I will say below in the section on limud. Ba'ofen shetehei yado b'kol v'hei baki b'kol hadinim, and by doing this, you become learned in all of the dinim. Umagam shebemakom lahotzi hazman la'ayin u'lefalfel b'divrei ha'achronim livnot b'lintots b'lichtov alehem b'midi delo nafkamine mide l'inyan halacha l'maisa. That he spends his time in learning and analysis the achronim to build his own understanding and to write words to lo nafkamine, in order to understand halacha l'maisa or to describe halacha l'maisa. Yosef tov sheyisasek be'osan ha'itim. It's better that he spends his time lilmod b'kiyas lahavin lahaskel to know and to understand, lishmo, lilmod, to hear and to learn, lilmod, to teach, lishmo, to observe, to watch, lasos ukayim, to do and to sustain. Zos Torah Adam, Torah Adam, halomed, Torah lishma. This is the rule for a person who learns Torah lishma.
Okay, so this is interesting. I just was looking at this in the Mishnah Berurah today. He speaks about exactly this idea. He says over, this is in, if you have a Mishnah Berurah Chelik base, it's in Kuf Nun Hey, Siman Kuf Nun Hey. The subject of Kuf Nun Hey is Leilik mi Beis HaKnesses the Beis HaMidrash, going from the Beis HaKnesses to the Beis HaMidrash. And that's the first halakha that the Shulchan Aruch says over here. After a person goes out from the Beis HaKnesses in the morning after davening Shachris, Yelech leBeis HaMidrash. He should then go to the Beis HaMidrash, to the study hall. V'yikva eis lilmod, and fix a fixed time for study, for learning Torah. V'yikva eis lilmod v'tzorik she'oso eis, and it needs to be for him that time is kavua, it's fixed. Shelo yavirenu af im hu savar laharviach harbe. Even if he gets a phone call and the guy's offering $1 million deal, he's got to say, sorry, it's time for me to have my morning seder. If you like, if you call me back. Okay, and the Ramah says very interesting. Even somebody that doesn't know to learn, he should also go to the Beis HaMidrash. What's he going to do there once he gets there? Whatever he does over there, but schar halicha beyado, he has reward simply for the fact that he walked there to get to the Beis Medrash. What will he do there? Oyik v'alo makom v'yilmod ma'at v'mashi yodea. Let him go and learn a little bit, whatever it is, the little bit that he knows. Let him go learn that. V'yakshov be'inyanov v'kanes b'libo yiras shamayim. Interesting. And this is going to produce in him yiras shamayim. Okay, so that's what it says in the Shulchan Aruch and the Ramah. Now I want to go to what it says over here in the Mishnah Berurah, when it says, this is Sifkat and Gimel. So this goes on the words of the Shulchan Aruch that says, V'yikva eis lilmod, and he should have a fixed time for his study. And now the Mishnah Berurah over here discusses what actually should he study. This is very much in line with what the Pele Yoetz has just told us. Listen to what the Mishnah Berurah says. Hayav Adam lilmod b'kol yom Torah shebiksav, shehu Tanakh, u'Mishnah u'Gemara u'Poskim. A person is obligated to learn every day Tanakh and Mishnah and Gemara and Poskim. Now, Poskim, when it says Poskim over here, it refers to what's Poskim? Poskim tell you what comes out from the Gemara, what comes out from the what's the bottom line? What's the bottom line? What's the halacha lemaisa? And then he says, "Ubalabatim she'enim lomdim rak sholosh or arba shos bayom." And householders who they have a job and they work, and they only learn 3 or 4 hours a day. Oh boy, halavai. Lo yilmadu b'gemora lechud. They should not learn just Gemara. B'zeh eino yotze. They have not fulfilled their mitzvah of Talmud Torah by doing so. Ella sorek sheyilmad dafka gam sifrei poskim. They have to learn the sifrei poskim, the ones that tell them what the halacha lemaisa is. Kol echad kefi hasagosoi. Everybody according to his abilities. And then he brings down here on Sifkat and Tess about the Ramah said even if a person doesn't know too much about learning, he should nevertheless go to the base Hamedrash, and he gets schar simply for the going. And then once he's there, he should learn what it is that he knows how to learn. The ma'at b'mashi yodea. He'll learn the little bit that he knows over there. And says the Mishnah Brew over here, Sifkat and Tess, ukeshalomed rak ma'at, when he learns just a small amount, nochon she'ikar limudo yiyeh b'halachos. He says that the main learning that he should do should be in regard to halachas. Why does he learn halachas? Because like that, he knows how to conduct himself and how to firsach in the proper way. Amru Chachamenu Zal ala posik Oyev Hashem Sharet Zion Mikol Mishkanos Yaakov. Hashem loves the gates of Zion from all of the habitations of Yaakov. Oyev Hashem Sharim Hamatsuyonim Ba'alacha Yosem Mikol Bate Knesios Ubate Midrashos. Where is the place that Hashem loves mostly? Is the places in the Sharim, the gates Hamitsuyanim, of those outstanding ones that go and learn the halacha. And also the Mishnah Berurah brings Kol Hashona halachos b'kol yom. If he learns halachos every day, muftach lo shu ben olam haba. He is assured that he is a ben olam haba. If he doesn't know to learn halachas, yilmad kol mashi yodea. Let him learn everything that he knows. Ukeis bezmanenu yesh kama svorim mimare chazal matikim aloshen Ashkenaz. V'yuchal kol adam likros v'lilmod behem. Here the Mishnah Berurah seems to be giving a great pitch for art scrolls. He says today that there are many svarim that expound upon the teachings of the sages, and what they write is in Lashon Ashkenaz. They're written in the language that the people speak. not in Lashon HaKodesh. And therefore, Yuchal Kol Adam Lishos Lilmod Behen. Everybody can therefore partake of them and imbibe all of the necessary Torah that they need to learn in the language that they understand.
You can.
Okay. And with that, we are finished.
All right. Have a good day, everybody.
Okay. you
Yeah.
too.
All the best, Mayor.
Okay, be well. I'm
Hey, to be continued.
off to the
Oh, who's going to
hospital.
continue today? Looks like me and Lou.
Yeah. Okay.
Have a good one, Mayor.
Okay, I don't think I'll be at the Ramban. We're going back to the hospital today for
Right,
a
meet the surgeon.
consultation with the surgeon, right? So I'm not sure when I'll be back.
Yeah, well, hopefully everything will, you'll hear good news.
Yes, I hope so. Yes, Hashem. Thank you so much.
All right,
Okay, be well.
take care.